Hey, so the prelims proper, right? Again, some crazy good fights. Crazy good fights. And we get started with another middleweight clash. We've got Bruno Silva against Jordan Wright. And this is a fun fight, people. It is a fun one, right? So, Blind Dad, which is an interesting one. I kind of feel it's probably not pronounced like that, right? But yeah, Silva, um, this is his third fight in the UFC. His first two finishes, right? First round and the third round, beat Wellington Turman and Andrew Sanchez. Um, but Jordan Wright, the Beverly Hills Ninja, man. I mean, he did lose to Joaquin Buckley, which he wasn't looking bad in that fight until he got caught. But we've seen him really do work, right? We've seen him do some nice work, and he was killing it in LFA. You know, he's got some great kicks, good knees. You know what I mean? Great finish against Pickett in his last fight, right? That was oh. And funny thing, Oliveira was headlining that card, right? UFC 262. So, man, I think the level that uh I think the level that Wright has fought at is slightly higher than what we've seen Silver. I mean, Silver's had some great fights, right? He's definitely had some great fights. He beat Shemlenko, at M1. So, hey, nothing to be slouched at all. But yeah, I just think that Wright's got that edge. So I'm going with Jordan Wright to do his ninja thing in this one. We then have our sole heavyweight clash of the night. And whew, this is a good one. Augusta Saki against Tai Tuivasa. And man, like Tuivasa, he went on that skid, right? Went on that skid, but turned it around. Turned it around after, he came into UFC blazing, but went to AKA. And yeah, we've seen him pull off, Stefan Struve, Harry Hunstucker, and Greg Hardy. So we've seen him turn it around, but he's still getting hit. He's still getting hit. Hardy nearly won that fight, I would say. And in the Struve fight, like, man, he struggled for a bit. He struggled for a bit in that one. And I think we've seen Saki come with some really impressive skills. But he came by the Contender Series, beat Chase Sherman, Andre Orlovsky, Marcin Tabora, which when you look at that win now, right, and after what Tabora's been doing, that was a great win. You know what I mean? Beat Blaga Ivanov. Now he lost to Overeem and he lost to Rosenstruck. Yes, but he didn't look bad in the Overeem fight. Right, he was working that jab for a while, but Overeem, man, he just used his wily veteran knowledge to come and win that one, and he just got caught in that by Rosenstrike. But yeah, I just think that Saki, he's got more skills. There's more ways for him to win, and the way he works with the fundamentals, the jab, he works behind the jab, right? And yeah, we saw Tuivasa struggle with Struve's jab. So yeah, I think Saki is going to get that one, but it's the heavyweights, people. So anything could happen. Anything could happen. Now, bantamweight clash, right? We've got the GO Dominick Cruz against the upstart Pedro Munez, and Munez was on a run. He was on a bit of a run. Beat Brett Jones, Brian Caraway, Cody Garbrandt, but then he lost to Aljamain Sterling, Frankie Edgar. He beat Riviera, but lost to Aldo. So, we've seen him look great, but then we've seen him, just kind of flat, right? Just kind of flat. Uh, which is, I think that's the issue here. He can be a little flat. And with Cruz's movement, I mean, you don't want to be flat, right? Because Dominick Cruz, he looked great against Casey Kenny. And that fight, it wasn't a split decision. I have no clue. That was just the weirdest, calling that a split decision. Because Cruz clearly won that fight, right? Clearly won that fight. And he's Cruz has had a nice amount of time to rest, the plantar fasciitis, all of that. You know what I mean? I think we're gonna see Cruz come in just looking sharp. Cruz, he knows, put together a few wins and he's in the mix. Cruz will be in that mix. So yeah, I think we're gonna see Cruz just utilize his movement, work that jab, and just put on that veteran GOAT display to come away with another very impressive win, right? And then the prelims ends with Josh Emmett against Dan Ige, which it's not a bad fight, right? This is not a bad fight. It's a good way to bring it home. And Emmett, we're just coming off that just super impressive win against Shane Burgos because his leg was fucked, right? And it was an odd one because you just think if Burgos works the jab, he wins that fight. If he just attacks the leg hard, he wins that fight. But Emmett didn't quit. He stuck in there and he wins. But the thing is, right? We've seen Emmett. We've seen him get work like Michael Johnson winning that fight until getting caught at the last minute. You know what I mean? Which was just tough, so friggin' tough, man. And I think with those injuries, with all the injuries, and there was a lot, right? And COVID and just all the things Emmett has gone through. It's not an easy fight to come back to, right? It's not an easy fight to come back to. And I also wonder, like, how ready is he? You know what I mean? Like, how ready is he? Because he's been out over a year. Over a year. So I think, I think there's gonna be some rust. There's gonna be some feeling out, and I don't think Ige is the dude to give him that space. And yes, Ige is coming off a loss, but he didn't look terrible in that fight, right? And that fight was in June. So he's definitely the fresher fighter, and I mean he still knows what it's like to be in there, right? He's familiar to the octagon where Emmett, he's been out for a bit, right? We saw him look super good against Gavin Tucker. The Cater fight was a war. So was the Barboza, the Bektik, you know what I mean? The Aguilar. Like, Ige will put it on you. He will put it on you. He's been in there with heavy hitters. And yeah, I just think he's gonna get it done. I just see Ige being able to just keep that work up like Michael Johnson, but avoid getting hit. So this is an exciting fight to end the prelims, people. Looking forward to it. But I do have Dan Dynamite Ige coming